Okay, what is a website? Before we dive into technological terms, consider that humans are kind of like websites. Humans have eyes, ears, legs, and arms, while websites have text, images, videos, and buttons. There are mm, styles of a website. Those are CSS style, Web Content Management Systems, and Home Suite Server. First, what is a CSS style? Let's talk about the style of a website, that is the CSS style. Let's say your company wants to change the colors of the website. CSS makes it so developers can change the color palette on the page, and the rest of the pages will follow suit. CSS can also make multiple versions of a different websites. This helps when developers use to make simplified and uniform changes to a website. Most websites use cascading style sheets (CSS) to ensure proper and comprehensive style throughout your website. CSS is an intuitive shortcut that allows developers to make a change to one page and then have the rest of the website update automatically. Next one is Web Content Management System. What if you want to make an announcement on your website, schedule a meeting or an event, or allow multiple users to make edits at the same time? You won't be using HTML or CSS to allow for these capabilities. Instead, you will use a Web Content Management System or CMS. This software organizes and delivers many types of information and keeps it all uniform in design. This includes many common features of a website, like blogs, forums, wikis, calendars, and more. The best news about using a CMS is you typically don't have to know HTML code to make changes to your site. Since it's a prepackaged software, everything is designed with a WYSIWYG, which stands for what you see is what you get. This makes it possible for those not well versed in code to make significant updates. So let's proceed to Home Suite Server. There's just one more item to discuss in order to understand how websites work. To do that, let's return to our metaphor of websites being humans. Humans and websites both require a physical place to live. People live in houses and apartments. Websites live on servers. You probably pay rent on a mortgage on your place each month, and unless you've got your own server, you'll need to rent a space for your website too, for a monthly fee. Web hosting providers rent out space or their servers to host your website. Next time you type in a domain, take a second to think about how your website browser is pulling information from a web host, Eva, interpreting the HTML, and finally displaying those clean images on your screen. So let's proceed to marketing and sales cost. Selling expenses can include distribution costs such as logistics, shipping, and insurance costs. Marketing costs such as advertising, website maintenance, and spending on social media. Next one is delivery cost. Total delivered cost is the amount of money it takes for a company to manufacture and deliver a product. Its components are total manufacturing cost, costs incurred up to and inclusive of the production of finished and wrapped pallets or unit loads, fit for introduction into the warehousing and distribution chain. Next one is office overhead cost. In business, overhead or overhead expense refers to an ongoing expense of operating a business. Overhead expenses include the accounting fees, advertising, insurance, interest, legal fees, labor burden, rent, repairs, supplies, taxes, telephone bills, travel expenditures, and utilities. Next one is profit loss analysis. A profit and loss analysis report is a financial statement that summarizes the revenues, costs, and expenses incurred during a specific period. This report usually covers a fiscal quarter or year. Next, indicate income before taxes, income taxes, net income, and earnings per share. Next one is financing. Finance is a term for matters regarding the management, creation, and study of money and investments. Specifically, it deals with the questions of how and why an individual company or government acquired the money needed, called capital in the company context, and how they spend or invest that money. Next one is future expansions. Examples of future expansion: Cambridge University Press or its licensors. Perhaps a future expansion of the model could attempt to encompass Aproxia fully. One conspicuous feature of most of the firms was that they were built on large areas of land, perhaps in anticipation of future expansion. The restrictions on future expansions of piercings and deep trawlers helped restore the stocks, particularly of demersal species. They not only helped to improve the power plant's load factor during the day but also turned out to provide important momentum for the electricity supply's future expansion. The stocks out to 50 miles contain enough perig fish not only for our present needs but to cater for considerable future expansion. And action timeline. When planning an event, it is very important to note that when action needs to take place on certain tasks is in order to complete milestones in a timely manner. ACM has created a timeline for action as a reference guide for conference leaders. And that's all. Thank you.